If you haven't checked your calendar lately, the end of 2020 is right around the corner already. I don't think I have to tell you that it's been a wild and crazy year, and I hope all of you are staying safe and healthy at that. Like many of you, I've been staying home a lot more than usual, but that has actually given me the opportunity to review more smartphones than I typically do in a year. So I thought with a little bit of help with some of my YouTube and tech journalist friends, I'd put together a video highlighting all of our favorite smartphones that were released over this past year. Now, to be clear, these aren't going to be the best smartphones of 2020 or the devices that have been most popular among the general public, but rather the phones that we've personally enjoyed using the most over the past 12 months. I'll be sharing my personal favorite at the end of this video, so make sure you stay around for that. But without further ado, let's get started.
What's up, Phandroid? This is Jaime Rivera here with Pocket Now. Thank you so much for having me, Nick. Favorite smartphone of 2020 is actually a tie between the two phones that I use most now, which is Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2 as my primary, as I love that it now has a bigger screen outside. I can actually use it as a phone, turn it into a tablet whenever I need to. It's just the coolest thing ever, but I wish it had a better camera, and it's the main reason why I'm using the iPhone 12 Pro Max. It's proven to be my B camera for most videos whenever I'm outdoors. It's also proven to be great as a solution for peripherals whenever I need an extra microphone. So it's just very useful for what I do creatively, but there's no beating the Galaxy Z Fold 2. This would be my favorite. Nick, again, thank you so much for having me.
Hey guys, Cam here from Pocket Lens, and I have to say one of my favorite phones of 2020 is this guy. This is the Oppo Find X2 Pro. And a big part of the appeal for me, I won't lie, is that vegan orange leather finish on the back, because it just makes it so soft and comfortable to use in the hand. But then you combine that with all the other awesome hardware features. It's got a really big, sharp, bright display on the front with 120 Hz refresh rate, so it's really nice and smooth to use. And Oppo, I think, makes the best use of this with its fluid live wallpapers. They just look great. And it's brilliant for watching all your content on and gaming on. And then it has one of the most versatile camera systems on the back too, with the epic zoom camera alongside the ultra-wide and the regular lens. One of the other great features for me, being quite a disorganized person, is knowing I don't have to worry about charging it overnight. I can completely run the battery flat and plug it in, and it'll be refilled again within half an hour. So all those things combined mean this is my top phone of 2020.
So my favorite smartphone of 2020 has to be the Vivo X51. It's a bit of an unusual smartphone, not so mainstream, which I kind of like. And this gimbal in the camera is amazing, because I often find myself having to walk and talk and make videos, like this one.
What's going on, everyone? Ricky here with GSM Arena on Phandroid. So my favorite device for 2020, I actually have two. So the first one is the OnePlus 8 Pro, and here it is. I've wrapped it in a D-brand skin because I had a big old gash on the back. But anyway, it's a great device. It's got a huge display. Now the curves on the screen distort the images, and I'm kind of getting over curved screens. So I want to see less of those for 2021. Great cameras, great battery life, super fast charging, reverse wireless charging. It's just a fully featured, everything you can get on a phone, 5G, Snapdragon 865, the works. Now, this was my favorite phone of the year until another contender came and I just had to put my SIM card in, and this is the Pixel 5. So the Pixel 5 has the much more compact form factor, which is why I was so drawn to it. It wasn't so bulky, and I do like the cameras a lot. Like, just out of the camera, these are very usable, very great looking shots with the Pixel 5. We wanted to have a Pixel with a high-end chipset, and this one is not it, but it's a viable alternative for a premium mid-range phone. So yeah, that's my two devices, the Pixel 5 and the OnePlus 8 Pro. Back to you guys. Thank you.
My favorite smartphone of 2020 is, I'm sure, not an uncommon choice. It is the Galaxy Z Fold 2, and I've come to really love this phone for a lot of reasons, some of which are purely practical. I mean, I used to be the kind of person who'd carry a tablet around in addition to a laptop just because you want sort of a screen dedicated for media and for fun stuff and light web browsing that isn't as like full on as a laptop, and the Galaxy Z Fold 2 has really kind of filled that niche for me. It's also been a really great little gaming machine. That's partially because of the 865 Plus in this device, but also because Stadia kind of is perfect for a phone like this that gives you a bigger screen when you want it. I'm playing Cyberpunk 2077 on it. It is not an ideal experience, but playing Cyberpunk in general is not an ideal experience. So I'm actually pretty pleased with what I am getting. More than anything though, this feels like the culmination of a lot of work, to the point where the progress that I had hoped to see in the first wave of foldables is now kind of coming in this generation of device. Samsung very publicly ate shit. They took a lot of well-deserved criticism for its first Galaxy Fold. They went back to the drawing board and they fixed basically every issue I had with it, to the point where I have a lot of love to just lavish on this device. It's not perfect by any stretch. The software still needs work. The broader software ecosystem, the app landscape, that's very much a work in progress, and we're not there yet, of course, but I very much feel like I've gotten a glimpse of what foldables should be now with the Galaxy Z Fold 2, and I'm really excited going into 2021 and seeing what everyone else does with this foundation.
Good day, you beautiful people. I'm Isa, and I do videos on youtube.com/IsaDoesTech, where I do tech in your life in style. Nick asked me what my favorite smartphone of 2020 would be. And there are so many devices to choose from, but one of the phones that come to mind when this question is asked me would be the LG Velvet. First off, it's a beautiful device. From its color to its new design, it just is a definite eye catcher, and it feels solid and it feels good in hand. Though it's a solid performing phone, it was able to handle all my tasks, from all the selfies to Instagram stories to all my multitasking. It did well. And finally, I love that it's compatible with so many accessories. Like, for example, you can use a Wacom pen with it, and my personal favorite, LG's dual screen case. Of course, that new white case color adds to it because it just looks good. It looks like a tiny little clutch. There is that new dual screen display, which gives me my notifications without even looking at my actual phone. And for multitaskers like me, there are just so many use cases with those two screens. And I love the fact that I have the option to use it with a dual screen case when I want to, and just take out the case and use it like a normal candy bar phone. Bottom line is, the LG Velvet is a solid all-around phone, and it looks so good. Proof that a good redesign and solid all-around performance will definitely get people's attention, and in this case, their vote.
What's going on, guys? I'm GadgetsBoy, and my favorite smartphone of 2020 is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2. And the reason why is the design looks fantastic, it's priced right as well, and it's foldable. Who doesn't like foldable smartphones? You have a bigger display to watch your movies, play games on the go, and then when you need to fold it away, you still have a big enough display to still do the regular things that you need to do, like send emails, messaging, and so on. What do you guys think? Let us know.
Hey Nick, thanks so much for having me on to ramble on about some phones. Given my online reputation, my review reputation, I don't think anyone's gonna be too surprised if I hold up an LG V60 as my favorite phone of 2020. I'm not trying to make any arguments about a phone of the year. I genuinely don't think there was one phone of the year. But for me, the V60 held on to my SIM card the longest, and it proved to be one of the best, one of the most powerful all-rounder workhorse products of the year. With some really fun experiments, it's multitasking on steroids, stylus support, epic battery life, and a fantastic camera platform. At a solid price-performance ratio, this was the phone that was my companion, that really complemented all of the work I needed to get done this year. Nick, thanks so much for having me on. All the best to you and yours, and I hope everyone watching this is having a happy and safe holiday season.
Hey, it's Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? Nick, thank you so much for having me on for this video. Now, I do think that people are going to pick the Z Fold 2 as their favorite device of the year, and I totally get why. It's different, it actually does a lot of really cool things, and of course, you get that really big screen when you unfold it. But sometimes when it comes to smartphones, you just want something that is really easy to use and is a good experience all around with a few quirks underneath. And to me, that would be the Xperia 5 Mark II. See, this has some of those Sony Xperia compact vibes where it's a small phone with all the power that you would still want. I mean, you get a high refresh rate screen, you get the really good processor, and you get a good experience in Sony's version of Android. So it's just a really solid and very good to use everyday smartphone. But then you get into the shooting experience, and for people like us who use our cameras and actually make videos like this all the time, the experience of taking that with all the detail involved and putting it into a smartphone camera, that actually felt like a really good time. And I'm happy to have the Xperia 5 Mark II like in my pocket for those times when I want to get creative and all of those tools happen to be there. Yes, it might not be the easiest camera to use, but for somebody like us, we are well equipped for what that camera brings. By the way, thank you so much for being one of my mainstay guests over on the Pocket Now Weekly podcast. Really appreciate you, Nick. See you soon, buddy.
Hi, Nick. Thanks for having me on this video. Truly appreciate having me on this video instead of the Colonel. Now, as you guys know, the Colonel likes the Galaxy Z Fold 2, and it's a solid device. I really like it. But my favorite device that I like is the Galaxy S20 FE. I like this device because it packs a lot from the S20 line into something that is more affordable and practical for a lot of people. At 6.5 inches with the 4500 milliamp battery and the camera feature sets that you expect from the Galaxy S20 line in something that's priced at roughly around $550. If you're getting the non-5G version, the 5G version is, I believe, $100 more. But this is a solid device and it comes in a plethora of colors that you can pick from. So if you're looking for something for the holiday season or you're looking for a smartphone to pick up that has the performance and also the colors to match your style, then it's the S20 FE.
And that brings it back to me and my personal favorite smartphone of the year. Now, I do have to admit that I did struggle with this choice a little bit. Initially wanting to go with Google's Pixel 4a because it has such a compelling experience and that phenomenal camera at just $350. But at the end of the day, I decided to go with the Oneplus 8T. Now, this phone may not have all of the bells and whistles that are included in the OnePlus 8 Pro, but its slightly smaller footprint makes it more manageable for me. And of course, that flat display is the main reason I decided to go with this phone when so many other devices are embracing the curved display these years. Of course, the software stack on this device is phenomenal as well, and the camera is well balanced, even though it's not quite on par with what we see on Google's devices this year. It does also have exceptional performance, so if you're into gaming, this phone will definitely do the trick. My only real gripe is that you don't have the added bonus of wireless charging. They went with 65 watt wired charging, but maybe they wanted to keep something for them for next year's model. And that's gonna do it. Now that you know what our favorite smartphones of 2020 are, I'm also curious to know what yours have been. Let me know in the comments below. I also want to thank all of those who participated in helping create this video. I couldn't have done it without you. If you guys saw anybody in here that you are not familiar with, be sure to check out their YouTube channel or their tech publication. Links to all of them are going to be in the video description below. I also want to thank you guys for your support over this last year. If you haven't subscribed yet to our channel, please do, as 2020 is right around the corner and I'm looking forward to all the crazy new technology that's going to be coming out next year. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.